Hey guys, what's up? It's Ryan here, and we're here for part 3 of this video series for the song Wake the End Is Nigh off Trivium's new album, Vengeance Falls, which was released late last year. In the first 2 videos, we went over the intro there. No overdrive, just clean guitars, no drums yet. And in this video, we're here to go over the beginning of some overdrive, the intros there, and the main verses, pre-verses, all that good stuff. And there's a lot to go over, obviously, like I said before. So let's go over. Again, if you haven't read the description, there are links to the other 2 videos in case you haven't seen them. And also I want to remind you to make sure that you are in drop C sharp tuning, because that's what this song is. Otherwise, it's just going to sound weird to you. So I'll play you the beginning here. So at the end of the intro, we'll be at like this part here. That's the ending there basically, and right around there, we're going to do a little slide down from the 12th fret here. You know what I mean? A little slide, nothing fancy. So we get to this open chord, which is what we want. So here we go. That's basically it right there. And you're going to play that multiple times. Before like you get to the pre-verse there. So essentially what this is you're gonna play the top 3 strings first for that open chord. You know, you listen for duration really, you know, don't take my word necessarily, but you want to just do it by ear, and then after that you want to just hit the top string alone 3 times. So listen, just like that. You want to get that because it's quick, and then right after that you want to do. And in that case, you're only using the top 2 here. Or you really want to try to. It doesn't really matter if you use this third one, because it's essentially the same, but the idea is that we use only these 2. So I'll go over it again. And, you know, again, you'll play that 2 more times for a set. Now, the next part after that, you play the same thing in the background, because there are 2 guitars at this point. And then the lead is going to be this. You take your finger here, and you're going to place it on the 10th fret of the 2nd string down from the top so you get this kind of sound. And then you're going to take your ring finger, or whatever finger works for you really, and you're going to place it on the 12th fret of the 3rd string up from the bottom to get this sound. That sounds familiar, right? Because that's the same note. It's just octaves. And then we're going to keep those fingers right there. And all we're going to do is move them up and down the fretboard. So it starts here. That's the lead there, and then we're just going to go down to 9 and 11 respectively, of course, on the strings like that, and then we're going to go down here to 6 and 8, and then we're going to go all the way up here to 13 and 15. So here it is. That's that lead there, and then the next part of the lead is this. Again, we're going to be right here, 10 and 12. We're going to slide down again to 9 and 11. Back down again to 6 and 8. The only difference in this set versus the first part of it is that instead of going to 13 and 15, we're going to go to 9 and 11 again. So the whole thing together is this. And you play that twice for the entire set. So the idea is that every time you do this in the background, it's one of these. So the idea is that there's 4 in each, so you get through everything twice in the lead. So there you go, that's that. And then right after that, you're just gonna play the top 3 strings, let it ring. Because during that time the drums are doing their thing, you know, getting ready, going into that pre-verse kind of thing. And the pre-verse is it's pretty simple really. It's not all that hard. It's just some chugging there and a few pull-offs here and there. So what you want to do for that is just want to take your fret, you want to take your hand and place it nice and firm against the strings there. And then you just want to chug on the top string, and it's just like, because it's only the top string there, and the idea is that you'll chug on this for a few. You obviously have to listen for it, because I don't know the exact number of times you're going to hit the string, but it's like this. Oh, by the way, I forgot. Oops. It's palm muted as well, you know, so we're going to keep that on the bridge there. So, like I said, I'll play it for you. And then it's just some pull-offs, like I said. So it's... So the idea is... like that. And that's it. And then you're going to do the same thing again, some more chugging. The only difference this time is that you're just going to do it on the 7, 8, and 10 of the second string down from the top. Before it's 5, 7, 8. This time it's 7, 8, 10. So the whole thing is just... just like that. And then you repeat that again before you get into the actual verse. So I'll play it for you again, you know, just in case you need to see it again. And then you get right into the verse. Now, the backing guitar, or the second guitar for the verse, is very straightforward. You're going to take the same principles as you did right there in the pre-verse, with just pull-offs, some chugging on top. So, in the verse here, we're going to hear this in the background. My bad, it's 5, 7, 8 again. But that's all you're going to hear in the background, so it's a very simple back guitar. And you got to listen again, obviously, and the idea is like this. 4 of those little eighths, and again, that's only the top string. So you get it, and then you use the same pull-off pattern that you did in the pre-verse there. And again, when you get to the next part of the verse, it's the same thing: 4 and 4 and 4 and 4. And then again, you're going to use the same thing that you did for the pre-verse there with the 7, 8, 10. So it's just... And then we're going to go back down for the third time. So it's just back to 5, 7, 8. And then the fourth time you do it, it's going to be different, because then both guitars will be doing the same thing. So that's the back guitar, and I'll play it real quick again before I get to the lead there. And again, that last 7, 8, 10, that's both guitars at that point. Now the lead, you know, you kind of want to play around with your guitar to get that sound that they have. So I'm just going to kind of turn my little peg down here one. And what you're going to do is going to keep your fingers here, down here, all the way up here. You want to take your first finger, you want to place it on the 10th fret of the second string up from the bottom, so you get this kind of sound. Then you want to take your second finger here, you want to place it on the 11th fret of the third string up from the bottom. And you want to get a dissonance kind of sound there, really. So it's... And again, strumming up to you, you got to listen for it. Pretty straightforward, I think. And you just strum that, and then obviously you listen for the change. But if you don't really understand, all you got to do is listen for the pull off. Once you hear that, that's your notion to change. And the only thing you're going to change in your lead from this is you're just going to move this finger, or if you want to just bar that, really, you can. And you're just going to go up to the 11th fret on the second string, and you're going to keep your second finger where it is. You know, so it's... And then again, if you don't know, or you want to be more specific when you want to change, all you're going to do is, once you hear the pull-offs again, in that case it will be 7, 8, 10, you'll just change again. And the next part of that is, if you kept your fingers here and you just move one up instead of barring it, then you can just, again, you can just use your third or pinky finger or whatever works for you. You can just change it. But the idea is that you're going to keep the one finger here on the 11th fret up from the third string, the third string up from the bottom, I mean, and then you want to get this sound with your other finger on the 13th fret of the second string up from the bottom. Again, more dissonance, and that's what we want in this case. And then, like I said, on the 4th time that you hear, you're gonna switch from this lead and play the same thing that the backing guitar plays, which is just just like that. And I'll play through the lead again real quick. My bad, I screwed that up, but you get the idea. It's just like that. And then right after you finish with the 10th pull-off, right there, then you're just going to let the open chord ring again. And then you're going to switch right back into the verse again. I'm sorry, the pre-verse, which in the beginning, which is just... And again, it's the same lead there. In case you forgot, here it is again. Same leads there. And then again, after you finish that, you're going to let the top string again ring. You let the drum do its thing. And then we're going to do the pre-verse again, which is just, chugging on the top string and then some pull-offs. Remember 5, 7, 8, then 7, 8, 10. And then you're going to get right back into the verse. Now, this time, the verse is again the same for everything, essentially. Only you're going to repeat the verse, unlike you did in the first time you went around. And in the second time you repeat the verse, you're going to obviously hear some lagging on in the top string, so you have to listen for it. But it's essentially would sound like this. They let it ring over instead of just stopping it. And that's, pretty simple to do. You just listen for it and you can figure it out pretty simple. And then the guitar, you're going to do, again, the same lead, which is just... And then next. Then lastly there. That's what was in the first part. And then the only difference in this part is that you're going to hear a different little dissonant type thing. And you're going to go from 11 and 13 on the 2 strings up from the top, up from the bottom. And you're just going to go down here and bar 7 and 7 on the 3rd string up from the bottom and the 2nd string up from the bottom. So you get... So really quickly, it's just... And again, you figure out the strumming pattern yourself.